including children. We begin in the U.S., where student-led protests and encampments against the war in Gaza are continuing for a second week across the country. Demonstrators are demanding that their universities cut financial ties to Israel. Hundreds of demonstrators have been detained so far. Well, we have correspondents covering this across the U.S. Alan Fisher is at George Washington University in Washington, D.C. Phil Lavelle is in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. John Hendren is at the City University of New York, and that's where we start. John, on day one, you've been explaining to us over the last few days that on day one of these protests, police tried to move in, but the protesters actually pushed them back. What's it like there on a Sunday afternoon?
Well, it's livened up quite a bit. This is day 4, and that police threat is constantly there. I'm going to give you a quick look at what's going on now. You can see this is an open campus. Unlike most of those that we have shown, this is open to any member of the public who wants to come and participate. And you can see that there are some Orthodox Jewish people here as well. And I have Rabbi Dovid Feldman here, who we're gonna talk to about just why they came for this protest. So let me ask you, first off, just what brings you here?
Well, we are here because we are inspired by these brave students here in City College, in Columbia University, throughout the city and in the world now. These courageous students who stand up for justice, who stand up for what is right. This should be a lesson for the world to stand up in face of this genocide taking place now in Gaza, and this occupation already for decades.
This must be a hard conversation to have with some of your Jewish friends and colleagues. What do they have to say?
Well, the Jewish students on college campuses say that they are threatened by these actions, by these demonstrations. I don't know what threats they are talking about. They might be uncomfortable by listening to these criticism to Israel, which, you know, if people identify with Israel and they insist to raise the Israeli flag, they have to accept these consequences of having people unhappy with what is going on. But this has to stop. And as Jewish people, we say this has to stop because what is going on is not only criminal according to international law. These are crimes in Jewish law. Killing and stealing, all of this is against Judaism. The State of Israel does not represent all Jews and certainly not the Jewish religion.
A number of people say that the anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism and that some of these protests are anti-Semitic. What do you say to that?
Well, we attend all of these events all the time, not only the last 7 months, but already for decades. None of these events are about anti-Semitism at all. These people just stop them, ask them. They respect Jews, they respect the Jewish religion, they condemn the crimes being committed to Palestine. Now, if crimes are taking place, these crimes should be stopped. These crimes should be condemned, regardless of who perpetrates these crimes. It's embarrassing to us as Jews that sadly, in our case in Palestine, the crimes are being committed by some people of Jewish descent. But this does not represent all Jews and not the Jewish religion. We have to remember that when you conflate anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism, you conflate Judaism with Zionism that has no connection, because Judaism as a religion, Zionism as a political movement has no connection, it's the total contrast. When you conflate them, what you are doing is you're making a statement that all Jews support all these crimes, which ends up making a statement that all Jews are accountable to what is happening. Now, in addition to having this that this is unjust for the students that deserve the freedom of speech, it's unjust for the Palestinian people who deserve our voice to be raised, to stop their oppression. It is unjust for the Jewish people because all Jews suddenly become accountable to what is happening. We have to stop this entire occupation of Palestine. This doesn't mean the annihilation of the Jewish people. This is safety and security for all.
Thank you very much. That's Rabbi Dovid Feldman, who came by the protest today here at City University of New York.
Yeah, John, reporting live from the campus there. Thank you very much, John Hendren. We'll go to Phil Lavelle in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where local activists and supporters will join University of North Carolina